Hello, welcome back to session number 2 of our mini weaving series. Today we're going to learn how to warp our loom. We're going to talk a little bit about picking some colors out, how to choose our colors. We're going to talk about possibly weaving our beginning stitches. I don't know. We'll see how far we get. I have a timer set over here for 10 minutes. So I'm trying to keep these little mini sessions to 10 minutes. I have not had a lot of luck doing that yet, but we'll see. I just do much better if I just start talking. Okay, so the threads that go up and down on a loom are called your warp threads. So your warp threads are the foundation that you're going to weave your weft, can't do that with my fingers. So you're going to weave your weft threads through to create your very strong woven piece. So I've got my cotton yarn and I've pulled off a pretty good amount of it. And I'm going to throw the rest in the floor. And I'll let this ball roll around on the floor while I warp this loom so that it won't be rolling around and getting all in my way up here. Just confusing me and you. Okay, boom, there it is in the floor. Here we go. I have a really long tail that I'm going to start. And on your frame looms, you'll have notches. And you'll have notches, or if you figured out how to make a frame loom on an actual frame with nails, you'll wrap around the nails. Maybe I'll do a little, I could do a little session on how to make a frame loom like that too. I don't really have an example for you because these are so cheap to buy. I do have a lot of frame looms. I have made these out of cardboard. So maybe we'll do a little session on how to make your own looms. But for now, you're going to run, and I'm going to try and keep my hands out of the way, but you're going to start, with your yarn. Here's my tail, like this, okay? And for now, I'm just going to wrap it around here just to kind of hold it in place. No particular, way that there's no special way to wrap this. Just wrap it around so it feels like it's pretty secure so that you can, weave the rest of your piece. So there, that's pretty secure for me, okay? So I'm going to start right here, okay? So I'm going to start up at the top, wrap it around. I'm going to come down to the notch that is, in line with that one, down through it, around it, up through it, up, going to the second notch up here, around, down, the third notch here, around and back up again. It's really simple, okay? Here we go. And I am not going to make a piece that is as wide as this. I'm just going to, we're just going to weave a small piece. All right, this loom will actually make pieces of different heights and all that good stuff, so... All right, let me decide where I'm going to stop. Okay, I think one more. So just get it as wide as you want, but what I want to do is I want to end down here, okay? And so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut long tail again. Whoops. Long tail again off my yarn. And I am going to, I think for this one, and this is just a way that works for me, okay? You could wrap it around just like you did this one. But for me, a way that really works well for me is to flip it over at this point. I've got my long tail here and my long tail here, okay? I'm going to unwrap this long tail, but try to keep as you get closer to the end. Let me show you. As you get closer in, like, let's see. Come on. Okay. I'm pretty close to being at my end. I think I'm going to leave that. I think I'm going to leave that one on there. And there's no reason other than I just want to make sure that I keep these strings pretty tight. So I'm going to pull pretty tight on that. And then I like to just tie a knot in the back. And then leave these tails, okay? That way just simply works for me. So that's what I like to do. I'm going to cut some of that off now. It's way too long. But my tension, you know, is pretty tight on here, which is good. Okay. All right, and that's what we want. And now, you know, we're ready to weave. So let's talk about making some color choices, okay? You could just, you know, put any colors together that you would want. I mean, it's really up to you, up to your what you like. For this one, I've chosen some warm colors. I've chosen a warm green that I want to use, and then this sort of corally peachy color, and this sort of camely cafe color. I don't, you know, it's just like a tan, okay? But you could go with all warm colors, all of your warm tones. You could go with all of your cool tones. Let me see. All right, so here is all cool tones. You could do that. You could choose all warm. You know, you could choose all warm tones. You could choose all, these are more neutral, you know. Even that slate blue is a really neutral color. It's a very muted color. So this is neutral and muted. So the color choices are totally up to you. You could also, one of the things that I really like to do when I'm working with my color choices, this variegated yarn, okay? A variegated yarn will make color shifts for you. I would not probably use variegated yarn on this first piece, but these are certainly a good option. And I want to show you one of the things that I love to do with variegated yarn if mine isn't so, you know, knotted up here. Okay, with variegated yarn, I like to take the sections of color. So these color choices are already made for you. They go well together. They're already in this one whole, you know, skein of yarn, okay? So here is magenta. Then I would cut it and do, this is pink and purple. How long is that section? That section's a really long section. That's a really good weaving section for a larger piece, okay? Here you're starting to switch to green and peach. So I would cut these variegated yarns in sections and weave with just the sections. Let me show you. We've got about another minute here. So let me show you. Let me just show you something. I'm going to cut. Here's this magenta section. So a lot of times I will just go ahead and cut up my yarns. And I'll make little butterflies in through my thumb, around my pinky. It's a little figure 8, just like that. See that? Back and forth. And then you push that down, you bring it around, you just tuck it in there. Tuck it in and pull it. So there is a little butterfly of the magenta yarn ready for me to pull and weave with. So that is how I'd break up these variegated yarns. So go and get your yarn together, get your color choices together. Our next video will be how to start a twining row, which is great beginning stitches. It'll be starting our twining row and then doing some plain and tabby weaving for the foundation stitches of our next weaving. So I look forward to filming session 3. It looks like I got this one to 10 minutes. Yay! I will see you next time. Bye.